These are the top 5 things I would want to understand in order to be a successful MLS Fantasy Manager, in no particular order. Point number 1, picking players on set pieces, penalty kicks, and corner kicks. Picking the right player on the right team obviously is important week in and week out. You want to see players that are scoring goals, assisting, getting key passes, all of that. But you also want to focus on those players that are on penalty kicks, set pieces, and corner kicks. That just increases your chances for even more goals. Say there's a foul in the box, Messi steps up, boom, gets you another 5 points. You really want to focus on those players. You want a majority of them in your lineup that are on good teams to maximize the chances of you getting the highest points possible. Second point I would make is to watch lineup drops. So say at the beginning of the week you set the perfect lineup, but then you don't look at anything until the end of the game week and you realize that half of your players didn't actually play in the real game. So MLS head coaches make last minute changes, but the beauty of MLS Fantasy is that we have the rolling lockout system. So you have flexibility to change your teams before each of the different games start. So before the games start, be sure to hop over to Twitter or X and check those official lineup drops to make sure that any of your players in your MLS Fantasy team are actually playing. Double game weeks. With the madness that is the MLS schedule, there's usually a good amount of double game weeks. So with the most recent rules, double game weeks add the scores of your players in both games for one MLS Fantasy round. From last year, you can see that we had games on a Saturday and a Sunday, and then again the next week. So all these 4 teams, if they played again, would be part of the double game week. So I would definitely want to make sure you are targeting those players if they have good matchups that are on the double game week. And the fourth point I would make is around team value and understanding how to raise your team's value. So as you can see from last season in 2024, I ended the year with over $200 million in budgets. So basically I could pick whoever I wanted in the game and wouldn't have to worry about my budget at all. I do have a specific video on how to raise your team value. So when you have more money, you have more flexibility, and you're able to pick the best players. And final point to make would be understanding the ruse, the keeper ruse, auto ruse, and switch ruse. You really need to be using these tactics to compete and be the best in MLS Fantasy. So be sure to understand these strategies and when to use them in different game weeks. I do have some videos out there, so be sure to go check out those switcheroo, autoroo, and keeperoo videos. So that wraps it up. My top 5 points. You really want to make sure you pick players on set pieces, PKs, corners. Watch those lineup drops. Be sure to understand double game weeks, know how to up your team value, and understanding the ruse. Did I miss anything? Let me know in the comments below.